Hello YouTube world, Pretend Farmer here. Not a real farmer, just pretending. You know, we do some real complicated videos here on the Pretend Farm. We get pretty deep into some pretty tough subjects revolving around chickens. And that's not what we want to do here on the Pretend Farm today. I thought today we would do a very basic, simple video on how do you tell a hen apart from a rooster. This is one of the first questions I had when I first got chickens and I started shopping around, is how do you tell the difference between the hens and the roosters? Pretend Farmer didn't know. We're not getting into the anatomy or any of the biological differences, anything real technical. This is strictly going to be just a how do you look at chickens and know if you're looking at a rooster or a hen. There's a couple very key distinguishing features. I'm going to explain them to you, and obviously I'm going to showcase a few examples. Let's get into it. Now first of all, let's take a look at our mommy chicken. This obviously is a hen we're looking at here with her young pullets that she has hatched, and they are turning out to be very fine looking chickens. This is the chick that had the very unique orange looking head, and she just continues to become more and more majestic as she grows and matures. At this point, she's like 50% lavender, 50% buff colored. I have no idea what happened to make this chicken, but she is turning out to be a very uniquely colored chicken. All of mommy's little hatchlings here are growing up very nicely. At this point, they're fully feathered and just in time because we're starting to get some really cold nights down in the 20s now, and they need those feathers. So anyway, here we're looking at a hen, and we know this is a hen not only because she is with her baby chicks, but just look at the overall composition of the hen. As you can see, the hen has a very horizontal posture. She's kind of horizontal to the ground when she walks. Hens really don't have much for tail feathers either. You can see she's got a few feathers sticking up, not a whole lot there. Then we go to the rooster. This is the male species chicken. Hens and roosters, they're both chickens. The roosters are the boy chickens, the hens are the girls. And you can see right away he has one heck of a tail on him. I mean, look at those jumbo tail feathers sticking way up, almost taller than his head, really. That is a #1 distinguishing feature of a rooster, is those big, tall tail feathers that point vertically. Now, another thing you'll notice as he's standing there with one of the hens coming around behind him is the size difference. The rooster will almost always be the largest chicken in the flock. And if you've got a bunch of hens around a rooster, he's going to stand out because he's different in size above all other things. Now, obviously, this is not true with little Bantam roosters. Obviously, you got a Jersey giant hen compared to a little Banty rooster. The hen might actually be larger. But if we're comparing apples to apples, specifically like within breeds, your rooster is going to be a couple pounds larger, usually like 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, maybe even 3 pounds larger than the rest of the hens of the same breed. You know, poor Bucky, he likes to go in the pig pen when we're feeding the pigs, and he gets stuck in there. Another big thing with roosters, you know, Bucky is our salmon Favril rooster, and he's a very handsome fella. He's our old rooster. Look at how big of a comb he's got on his head. That is another distinguishing feature of a rooster. Now, there are roosters within certain breeds that have no combs at all. So there again, this is not a sole identificating factor, but generally within breeds, your rooster will have a significantly larger comb than his female companions. That's true with the salmon Favrils here. It's true with the buff Orpingtons. Roosters got the big floppy comb, and we love that about them. Now, if you had, say, an Easter egger rooster or an Americana rooster, a lot of those, they have a very low profile comb. There's also some roosters that really don't have any comb at all. They got a slick head. Most of your really, really cold tolerant breeds are like that. So if you live in a cold climate, you can actually shop around and find a rooster that doesn't have a big floppy comb like this, because that big floppy comb is oftentimes that's where he'll get frostbite if he's going to get it. Now, Bucky's unique because he has a beard, and he's the only rooster we have here on the Pretend Farm that has a beard. So I don't want you to think just because he's a man rooster, all man roosters have beards. This is something that is specific to the salmon favre breed. All of the salmon favres, even the hens, have fluffy cheeks, which is what they call a muff. But the roosters, they've got that extra black beard that goes kind of down their neck. And if he would look at me, hey Bucky, show, there you go. Look at that beard. That is one fine beard you got there, Bucky. Look at that face off there. Another thing about roosters is their cape feathers. If you look up around his neck, that's called a hackle. And hens have that too, but a rooster will have these shinier, longer, fluffier feathers around their necks. And you can kind of see it there, they're really puffy looking. Those are called cape feathers. The hens simply don't have those. They just have little feathers on their necks. The roosters, they've got those majestic, shiny looking cape feathers that literally looks like they're wearing capes. Yeah, of course, roosters cock-a-doodle-doo. Now, hens actually will do this sometimes if they have a little bit of a hormonal imbalance thing going on. We've seen it here on the pretend farm. A lot of times they'll even stop laying eggs when they do this. Sometimes it will straighten itself out. Other times they remain that way. There he's trying to show his dominance over that chicken there. You're much less likely to have a hen that crows or has rooster-like behavior if you actually have a rooster. Having a rooster creates a natural balance in a flock. And if you don't have that, then you will have a hen that raises up to be the dominant hen, or kind of the boss hen. Oftentimes that is the hen that will display rooster-like behavior or crow, trying to kind of make up for that rooster that's not there. So hopefully you were able to spot the differences between hens and roosters in this video. If you want eggs, you obviously buy hens. You do not need a rooster to get eggs. Which birds are friendlier? Well, your hens are ultimately going to be more willing to let you pick them up, hold them, pet them, that kind of stuff. Now, we can do all that with our roosters here, but they're really not very content like that, and it's certainly not their preference. There's videos on YouTube of people feeding friendly roosters treats on their lap, just like it's a dog. It happens, but overall, your hens are going to be your friendliest birds. Roosters are kind of more focused on mating and protecting the flock. Till next time, this is the Pretend Farmer, signing out.